Bem, último episódio para gravar hoje. Aim true, yeah, vengeful.
Boss, this contract comes from the Umbelli rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother, his number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive. It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss.
Neste episódio estava a pensar usar só mags only, magazine, só magazine, mais nada. Por isso, desequipar tipo tudo, pronto, não consigo tirar as armas, mas vocês percebem. Ok, exato, aí temos a Night Vision e tudo o resto pode ser assim. Vamos lá então. Magazine. Magazine only. Não é as revistas, é as mags, os cartuchos, as coisas, cartuchos. Decoy, olha, isto é para outro episódio, mas isto aqui como são crianças não tem muita graça. Aim true. Não sei o que isto significa, aim true e vengeful.
Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Umbelli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
Portanto, quem é que se lembra do episódio de CQC? O final do episódio. Por acaso, isso até foi mal feito, porque tipo, era só CQC e eu fiz ali uma batota no fim. Mas pronto, também gostava de fazer agora um. Pronto, a partir de agora, só coisinhas. Bem, até lá vou fazer skip. O que é isto? Oh my god. D-Dog, o aflito. Bem, eu faço skip até lá. Até já. Bem, estamos aqui a chegar. Finalmente. Bem, eu vou ser sincero. Eu já tive de fazer restart a esta porcaria. Tive de fazer restart tantas vezes a isto, eu até fico parvo. Porque este prisioneiro estava sempre a morrer e eu não queria. Tu ficas aqui à minha espera, pode ser? Hã? Pode ser? Não é este.
There he is, the commander. Extract him.
Development complete.
2. Get him out of there, boss.
Nge ketinge we vitulaka mono na nima.
Boss, another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more than one patrol out. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Bora, falem os dois. Ok. Fuck. Não peixe, puto, dá-me trabalho. Epá, sério. Sim, não está aí o gajo. Dispersem lá. Ok, fixe. Tu vais para ali. Então, descansa.
Don't hurt any of those kids. Disengage or use your tranquilizer pistol or CQC to put him down gently.
Bom olho, hein? Não quero saber. Ouça! Chatos de graças, pá. Eu se botei aquilo à cabeça e está-me a dizer que não. Ah pá. Ai ai, lindo. Vamos lá todos dar uma voltinha no safari. Oh, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Melhor cutscene, melhor thumbnail de ser.
Okay, subject is in.
Epá, este episódio foi muito atrapalhado.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete. Great work.
Bem, pois, obrigado. É assim, há aqui, eu ando a reparar com estes episódios que, sinceramente, alguns desafios são impossíveis.
Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the general's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care.
Cringe. Granting platforms, contract.
Good. He captured it alive.
Fiz restart esta missão 3 vezes. Como é que é possível? Nossa. Estava a ser prisoner
We
die.
have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Pronto, e é aqui que isto vai tudo ao torto. Eu amanhã tenho que fazer... Ih, mas espera lá. Ok, eu sei o que causa a doença. Oh meu Deus, está tudo a morrer.
Look closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other.
Sim,
And
vá.
get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people.
Boss,
We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid.
aleluia. Portanto,
I'll explain how to quarantine staff members
What's
suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up.
sim.
We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic.
Boss,
Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
eu não lembro disto ser tão longo. Poxa. Portanto, o que eu pensei na altura foi... Não é os ranks. Não é os skills. Não é a cor do homem. Então, seus racistas. Mas, reparei que todos falavam uma certa língua. Será que vocês conseguem ver qual é que é? Conseguem, sim senhora. Eu agora vou fazer skip disto porque eu tenho que entre 939 eu vou ter que escolher todos os que se falam no Kikongo. Então vamos lá.
Select unit.
E pronto. Finalmente consegui selecionar quase todos porque falhei muitos e alguns estão em missão. Mas olhem só para isto, 332 selecionados que falam Kikongo.
Select unit.
Olhem só o que é que vai acontecer ao nível, olha, 72 para 48, 20... Não, pera, não é 72. You get it. Oh meu Deus.
Staff has been quarantined.
Alright. We'll quarantine the staff you specified. Did you figure out what's causing the infection?
Oh meu Deus. Kikongo, olhem para isto tudo.
Incredible, boss. number of new victims has plummeted, and the common point between the infected. Is it really possible for a disease to spread because of that?
Então, não dizes? Bem, acabei dos episódios por hoje. Se houver mais alguma cutscene eu gravo. Vou pôr mais Kikongos, porque olha para isto, ainda estão aqui. Olha, este fala Kikong e está numa missão. Pôr mais Kikongos lá, na CMS mais. Oh meu Deus. Mas sim, isto é mesmo uma grande pancada nas coisas. Olha para isto tudo. Healthy, estão todos healthy, por enquanto. Que é? Morreram agora e falavam... não, mas não me falavam Kikong. Deve ser agora uma visão. Bem, vejo-vos por aí. Adeus. Não.
Don't hurt any of those kids. Disengage or use your...
Prisoner has